Hi everyone, happy Friday. Today earlier actually I was in the supermarket and I was going out and getting some, restock on my some of my grocery. And particularly I was looking for wine because I ran out of wine, right? Of all things that you need in life, I ran out of wine. Anyway, so I went to the grocery and I walked in and there's tons of people in the grocery shop and the shelves were empty, which is really odd and very really surprised me. I haven't been going out for the last 2 days because I do all my business, pretty much 90% of the time I do it online. So there's really no need for me to you know, get out to a meeting setting. So I walked in and there's absolutely zero things on the shelf, and it's really surprising and shocking. And I can see people panicking and they're waiting on the line, and people just have that fearful look. So I want to jump on the call today and share with you how do you cope with fear. And if you look around right now, there's a lot of people panicking and they're stalking their home, which I get it, I understand, but at the same time, that emotion that comes up as fear is really something that we need to address. Because when you have fear, when do you have fear? So for me, fear usually show up when losing control. Fear is when there are things that's out there or there's a sense of uncertainty. It creates that anxiety, that nervousness, and fear will show up. Now, there's two functions for fear. Fear can act in the way that it protects us. So when you're fearful, chances are your body start generating these hormones. It triggers the body to respond in such a way that it can be either a flight and flight mode. So you either fight or you get away. So which is all normal response to a body respond to fear. But fear can also step in the way of how we behave. So we can behave in a number of ways. Well, so when we have fear, we can avoid, right? Anything that's in danger or what we perceive as danger, we would avoid even getting close to it. So fear can sometimes show up as avoidance. Now, there's a quote actually by Napoleon Hill, and this is what he said: every negative event has within it the seed of equal or greater benefit. So, any event, let's think about it, any negative event has within it the seed of equal or greater benefit. So, which means that when you look at a situation, when you're looking at an event, not just the negative of the event that's in there, there's also something positive. So, what would be a positive thing that you can see that coming out from this situation or circumstances? Well, number one, I see it as, actually the world is coming together and we're all in this together and we're fighting this virus that's going on together. So there's a sense of benefit. I mean, it's not the real benefit, but we're all in this together. So that's one of the benefit. It brings people closer, and some people actually exercise that compassion, that empathy towards others in situation of a crisis. So it actually brings out the goodness of people. And when you see goodness, that's usually happening in a tragedy, in a global event or chaos. So where there's chaos, there's always orders. So same thing with what Napoleon Hill had mentioned. Every negative event, there's a seed of um, equal or greater good. So how do you exactly cope with fear? So there is a number of ways that you can cope with fear. Number one, you can vent, right? So obviously this event, there's circumstances, or maybe people are hoarding, or maybe people are stockpiling, and you have a lot of issue, you have a lot of anger, or you're feeling some kind of anxiety that you need to let it go, let it come out. So find someone that you trust, or just vent. Find some a good way to vent. Post it on your social media. Vent it. So vent out your negativity, vent out how you feel about the situation. That's your outlet. If you like to exercise, another great way to let it go or vent it out is by doing exercise. So for me, a lot of my negativity, I go and start hit my treadmill and I go. So I vent out a lot of my emotion through physical activity. I go for a run, I go for a walk, I go for a hike. That's my way of venting it out. So venting out your negativity is a great way of tackling that fear that's showing up, that anxiety, that emotion that you're experiencing. Another great way of tackling or coping with the fear is actually exercising compassion and love and kindness, which we're all familiar with, right? The concept of kindness, compassion, and love. But surprisingly, these are the actual tool that you can use to cope with your fear. Ha, ta-da! Right? Who knew? Well, but it makes sense because when we're in the fear, we're focusing on ourselves. That ego, that egocentric viewpoint of this is only going to happen to me and it will only happen to me. So we're focusing on ourselves of all the unfortunate event. When you are exercising love, compassion, and kindness to a bigger and broader sense, then you start shifting your own perspective from the individual, from your ego self, to a more broader perspective of, you know what? I care about you. This is humanity. I care about everyone. I care about my family. I care about my neighbor. Let me show them my concern. Call someone that you haven't contact for years and just check up on them and just see how they're doing and share your love, share your compassion, and share your joyous moment. And which brings me to the next point, which is the way that you cope with your fear is actually by tapping into your own joyful moment. So, what is it that you enjoy doing on a daily basis? What keeps your heart going? What makes you laugh? What makes you smile? Do more of that, especially during the time of fear, because that will help you to focus on the gratitude and also help you to shift away from your ego perception to a broader view of the world, of the life, and that will help you alleviate your fear. So those are my tips for you to cope with your fear. And I hope everyone stays safe. And remember, do your hand hygiene. Soap and water are the best. And I am a healthcare professional. So trust me, soap and water, that's all we use. And I hope this is something that you find value of. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you don't want to miss any of the episodes I'm going to bring you throughout the year. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can check me out on Elevate Life Coach. And you can follow me, send me a DM, or just simply leave a comment and let me know how you're doing. I love to hear from you and where you're watching this replay from. So I will see you next time. Have a great, wonderful weekend.